Shane van Gisbergen might be the most underestimated driver in the entire NASCAR Cup Series garage right now. And the most shocking part is that the organization benefiting from his success may also be the one limiting his future. That sounds like a massive accusation, but when you look closely at everything that has happened over the last year, the situation starts becoming impossible to ignore. A three-time Supercars champion, a driver who stunned America by winning the Chicago street race on debut, and one of the most naturally gifted racers in the world somehow continues showing up to major oval weekends looking like he is fighting with equipment that simply cannot compete at the highest level. At the exact same time, Trackhouse Racing appears to be pouring enormous energy and development into rising American superstar Connor Zilisch. So now fans across Australia, New Zealand, and the NASCAR world are asking a serious question. Is Trackhouse quietly building its future around Zilisch while leaving SVG behind? To understand why people are questioning Trackhouse priorities, you first need to understand just how highly Connor Zilisch is viewed inside Chevrolet and the NASCAR garage. In 2025, Zilisch dominated the Xfinity Series with victories on road courses, intermediates, and short tracks, proving he was far more than just a motorcycle prospect. He quickly became viewed as one of the future faces of American motorsport. Then came the announcement that changed everything. Shortly after Trackhouse signed SVG to a long-term contract extension in August 2025, the team officially confirmed Zilisch's full-time Cup Series promotion for 2026. The timing immediately raised eyebrows among fans because it felt less like coincidence and more like a carefully planned transition. First, secure SVG and the massive international audience he brings to the sport, then immediately unveil the teenage driver many inside NASCAR believe is the organization's long-term future. Since that moment, many fans have started feeling like SVG is no longer the centerpiece of the project, but instead the bridge connecting Trackhouse's present success to its future ambitions. The biggest reason this debate has exploded is because of the massive contrast between SVG's road course performance and his oval performance. During the 2025 season, SVG was dominant in every series designated for the course. He looked untouchable at tracks like Chicago, Sonoma, Watkins Glen, and the Charlotte Road, proving once again why he is considered one of the greatest road racers of all time. However, the moment NASCAR returned to intermediate ovals and high-speed tracks, the results often became inconsistent. That confused many fans because SVG himself openly admitted he did not move to America just to race road courses. He came to NASCAR specifically because he wanted to conquer oval racing. That was the challenge he wanted most. Yet despite his determination, the oval program around him never seemed to improve at the same pace people expected from a top-tier organization. This is where the engine and equipment rumors began spreading throughout NASCAR circles. Throughout the second half of 2025 and into 2026, many fans and insiders started questioning the performance level of the ECR engine program used by Trackhouse compared to the elite Chevrolet engines associated with Hendrick Motorsports. Even SVG hinted publicly that some of the struggles may not have been entirely related to his own adaptation process. That statement alone was enough to fuel major speculation because drivers rarely speak publicly about equipment concerns unless frustration is beginning to build internally. Fans also noticed something interesting when comparing telemetry and in-car footage between road courses and ovals. On road courses, SVG's car appeared balanced, responsive, and aggressive. On intermediate ovals, the car often looked unstable, loose, and aerodynamically inconsistent. Many supporters began wondering how the same driver and same team could produce such dramatically different performances depending on the track type. At the same time, reports surrounding Connor Zilisch's preparation only intensified the debate. Multiple insiders suggested that Zilisch had already been deeply integrated into Trackhouse oval simulator and development program long before officially entering the Cup Series. That level of investment made perfect sense for a future superstar, but it also created a difficult question for fans watching SVG struggle through the oval learning process. If SVG is already winning races for the organization at the Cup level, why does it feel like the long-term developmental focus is being directed somewhere else? Why does the younger prospect appear to be receiving the resources needed to become a future championship contender while SVG continues fighting to adapt without the same level of support. The more fans analyzed the situation, the more it began feeling like Trackhouse was comfortable using SVG as the road course star and international marketing figure while quietly preparing Zilisch to become the organization's true long-term centerpiece. The situation becomes even more interesting when you consider the growing rumors linking SVG to Hendrick Motorsports in the future. For months, whispers around the NASCAR garage have suggested that Rick Hendrick and several people inside Chevrolet are extremely interested in SVG's long-term potential. When you think about it, the idea actually makes a lot of sense. Rick Hendrick has always valued elite talent, adaptability, and drivers capable of becoming championship-level stars. SVG fits that description perfectly. Many people inside NASCAR genuinely believe that if SVG were placed into a fully developed Hendrick Oval program with top-tier engines, engineering support, and elite crew chiefs, he could quickly transform from a road course specialist into a legitimate championship contender. That possibility is exactly why some fans believe Trackhouse moved quickly to lock him into a long-term contract before fully revealing its future plans surrounding Zilisch. At the end of the day, there is no evidence suggesting Trackhouse is intentionally sabotaging Shane van Gisbergen in some dramatic or malicious way. Nobody is trying to make him fail. However, there is a growing belief among fans that the organization's long-term priorities may no longer be fully centered around him. When you combine the timing of the contracts, the development focus surrounding Zilisch, the ongoing oval struggles, the engine concerns, and the investment patterns inside the organization, the overall picture becomes difficult to ignore. For many Australian and New Zealand fans who supported SVG long before NASCAR discovered him, it feels like the superstar who helped expand the sport internationally is slowly becoming secondary inside his own team. The good news for SVG supporters is that his talent remains undeniable. Even during difficult oval weekends, he continues improving, adapting, and fighting for strong finishes. And if he ever receives truly elite oval equipment and long-term developmental support, the entire NASCAR championship picture could change very quickly.